Hi guys, I think I'm about to do it because something just pissed me off. I literally just talked about it in my vlog, but I feel like I still have more to say. We're eating some leftover food from my cousin had like his little birthday party yesterday, and my aunt had so much leftover food, so I took some food and we're eating for like the first time today, and it is 4 p.m. So yeah, anyways, all of this to say, I gotta wipe my lips off before I eat. So sorry, not sorry, but they say the average woman eats like 5 lipsticks in their lifetime from just like eating food while you're wearing your lip products, because your lip product gets on the food and then you're eating it, which is why I have to wipe my lips off before I eat anything. Let me see if my mom has some hot sauce up in here. She does, but it's not open, and I'm not gonna open a new one. Oh, it's okay. All right, so I just talked about it in my vlog, but I'm gonna make a separate video and put this on my channel, second channel. Basically, I was on a dating app. I'm not going to say which one because it really doesn't matter. All that matters is that this man is stupid and sent me the dumbest message you could send a woman, in my personal opinion. Like, why? What in your right mind would make you say this? So basically, let me just tell you why I lose interest in men so quickly and why I hate using dating apps, because this is kind of a story time, but also just in general, this is one of my biggest icks and pet peeves with men. Let's get into it. But also, I'm hungry. I don't want to talk with my mouth full, but I also want to make this while I'm eating so that I can take a nap immediately after this. So, this man thought it was going to be a good idea to send me the first message he sends me to be like, hey, you have really great boobs. And I read that message. Well, I can't remember the actual message, y'all. I don't have my phone that's charging, otherwise I would read it verbatim. But basically, his first message to me was a comment on my body, like objectifying my body at the end of the day. And I just remember reading it and just immediately getting the ick. Because in what world, I don't know, in what world is sending the first message complimenting someone's boobs like the right way to approach someone? Like, if I went, like, what happened to, hey, how are you? Hey, how's your day going? What's going on? Like, hey, how are you would have been better than that. Even just the plain hey, even though hey, if someone messaged me hey, I'm not responding to that, because that's literally like the lowest level of effort you could send someone, bare minimum. And nah, it's just like, hey, if that's the best you've got, no thank you. Honestly, y'all, I don't know why I even still use them. I keep saying this, and I know y'all are probably tired of hearing me talk about it, but it's just like, Anyways, the reason it's one of my biggest pet peeves to have, one, men just commenting on my body in general, I don't care for. And I think it's because I've been overly sexualized my entire life. Well, I should say ever since I developed my chest, I've been over sexualized by men for most of my life. Sexually objectified. And I recognize it for what it is. Like, I'm not flattered that you are impressed by the size of my chest. A lot of guys are. It's annoying to have it constantly be brought up, honestly. So I get the biggest ick basically from being sexually objectified but also just from men overly sexualizing me because I'm not a freaking object. Also, I feel like I just recognize it for what it is. Like, if a man's only interest in you is sex, obviously they're gonna make everything sexual in their messages, which turns me off at the end of the day because I'm not on dating apps looking to hook up with people. The craziest thing about it though is this man put in his bio looking for a wife, and that's your first message to me. Crazy. These men are stupid. Dumb. I'm fighting the urge not to go off on him, but I feel like I'm about to in my message. I don't know what I'm gonna say yet. Probably just like, hey, maybe if you're actually looking for a wife, you shouldn't be sexually. Your first message to them should maybe be asking them at least how their day is going, or at least hi. I don't know. Literally, the reason that I lose interest in men so quickly is because of the way they act. It's the way you act. It's the way you act. It's the way you act. These men act like Neanderthals sometimes. Like, I don't know. And why would I be impressed by the fact that you like my boobs? Why would I care? Or why would that flatter me? Oh my gosh. It's just like, duh. I don't even want to say duh. It's just like, I don't even know. It's just like most men like curves on a woman's body. And even if they don't, like, why would you think that's just like the best way to approach someone you've never met? Like, that's the first thing you're gonna send someone. As I've said before, men are just, I know it's not all men, obviously. Like, it's not like I hate all men or think all men are trash. I just think the average man is just dumb. And I'm honestly not interested in dating the average man. Personally. People can feel how they want to feel about that. That's just how I personally feel for a lot of reasons. One, I don't feel like I'm the average woman. For a lot of reasons, I'm not going to go into detail, but it's just like I would not want to date someone who doesn't have the same values, for one. But also, a man who doesn't respect a woman is actually probably the most unattractive thing I can witness. Being objectified by men has never flattered me. Like, I've been catcalled. I've dealt with, like, honestly, I feel like I've experienced the worst of men, and I feel like that's also one of the reasons I'm very, like, guarded and not open to dating a lot of men. But I also just see through, like, the BS. Like, I can tell if someone's intentions with me are good or not. And most men honestly just want to have sex. Most men only care about having sex. I'm so sorry if I have to be the first person to tell you this. And this is why I tell most women, like, most men you talk to are not going to be men who have good intentions with you. Most men only think with their you know what. And I feel like me having a curvier body, I was exposed to a lot of that early on, got a lot more unwanted sexual attention from men, and it just made me, like, I don't want to say not have the best view of men, but honestly, yeah, not have the best view of men because I, unfortunately, was on the receiving end of a lot of just negative things. So, if you're a man watching this, please learn how to respect women. If you are interested in talking to a woman, maybe approach her in a way that's not sexually objectifying her. Ask about, how her day was, what she's doing, just like anything else. And if you're going to compliment something about that woman, make it something not sexual. Like, just please. Maybe this just needs to be a PSA to freaking men on how to just actually respect women. Because maybe other women would be like, "Oh, thank you so much," but me, no. Like, I don't want to say I've heard it all. I just feel like I've gotten so much attention because of my boobs that I don't. It's annoying at this point. It's annoying. It's a pet peeve. It gives me the ick. Sexual attention from men, like, gives me the ick, y'all. Like, I don't even know how else to explain it. It's just like, ew. Do you think I'm flattered by the fact that you want to have sex with me? I don't know. I'm not. That's the answer. I'm not. A lot of men will have sex with men who think with their private parts are pretty much would sleep with whoever's willing to sleep with them. I'm not flattered by the fact that someone wants to have sex with me. I'm just like, okay. Anyways. In general, I just need men to do better. And yeah. This is why I know I just don't need to be on. I need to just get off the dating app. It's honestly the dating app. Well, I don't want to say what I'm using. I don't know why. I just feel like I don't want to share. Like, I've talked about Tinder horror stories or whatever, which I'm not on Tinder at all. My account's deleted on there. I don't think I'm ever going to find. Well, I'm not going to meet someone worthwhile, in my opinion, off of a dating app. I don't foresee that happening. Not with the way dating apps are set up. I just feel like you can't, in my opinion, unless both people are actually, like, dedicated to building a connection and actually, like, holding a conversation, which again is like the other thing. I'm just like, someone's message being like, hey or hi, or just, no bare minimum effort put into it. I mean, that tells me everything I need to know. I'm actually pretty good at reading people's intentions. And that's why I don't give most men a chance. Because most men's interest in me is just sexual to begin with. And I already know that's not what I'm looking for. Or that's not the type of man I would want to date anyways. So, now I'm not saying every message I get is sexual, but the ones that are just like an immediate no. Immediately no. And then other men, they'll just pretend to be interested in you, and then their real intentions will show eventually. So it's just like, yeah. I mean, if you're just looking to hook up, okay. But for someone like me who's not interested in that, there's no point in honestly being on a dating app. Because that's majority of the men on there. Like, even if a man puts in his bio, like I'm saying, this man put in his bio looking for a wife, and that's what he messaged me. So I'm like, even that they be lying. They be lying in their bios too. Every day, my what's it called? My interest in men decreases. You know, and the funniest thing, I always say this, men ruined men for me. Men ruined men for me. Meaning, the experiences I've had with men, the negative experiences, I shouldn't say overwhelming, because it's not like every man I've met has been horrible, but you know, as far as dating apps go, men on dating apps ruin men for me in a lot of ways. So, yeah. I think that's all for my rant. Basically, like it's when it really comes down to it, it's always just about like a certain level of respect. And also, someone sexually objectifying you off the jump tells you, you know, what type of person they are, what type of man they are, and also what their intentions are. Like, your first comment is about my body. Okay, all you want is that's what you care about. That's what you're interested in. And maybe because I got a degree in psychology, I don't know. I'm a very observant person. I'm also self aware, right? I understand that my body type is going to attract that attention from some men. Not all, but from the men who are focused and interested in that, or care about it, or seeking that, or just men in general whose intentions are purely sexual. That might be their main focus. And because of, you know, just prior experiences I've just had to recognize that most of the men who are messaging me on dating apps don't have pure intentions, the best intentions, and everyone that's messaging me is not, honestly, just because a man even messages me on a dating app does not even mean they're truly interested in me, right? Because again, people be wasting your time. So, yeah. I don't know. But again, if you're actually interested in talking to someone, though, maybe let's not make our first message be objectifying that person. Just a thought, just a tidbit of advice as a woman. Okay, that's all, guys. Rant over. Bye.